Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature somewhere like Starlight is, and I am at this park, and it is quite a warm one right now, and that's why I'm just calming down. I'm not gonna go for a hike right now because it rained earlier, and so it got super warm after this, so I need to cool down for the night. So anyway, I really hope you're able to get out in nature somewhere, and don't forget to get plenty of water. It is so important, and also to be kind to yourself and others, especially those that are there loving and supporting you. Whoops. And family or friends or neighbors or even people that we see out in public somewhere, is to be kind to everyone, but especially to yourself and the ones that are close to you. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you could find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to see and be that change that you want to see in the world. Don't forget, you can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And don't forget, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Plus, also, you could share any of my videos. Plus, don't forget the notification bell, and you could also check out my playlist. That way you could see, whoopsie, my phone wants to, it's a little breezy right now, is check out my playlist. That way you do not miss any of the videos that I made before, because there's a lot of different topics there. And you can also follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So I am sorry, I'm like hanging on this because my tripod is a little wobbly right now. And anyway, today I want to reach out to you and ask you, how do you know you found the right one? The guy or girl, that special loved one in your life. Some of you might be dating somebody, or maybe you're just a close friend to someone out there, a guy or a girl, and some of you might be in a relationship, like a boyfriend or a girlfriend kind of relationship. Some of you might already be married. So this video is to help people to know, did you get with the right one? Or even the one that you're getting to know, how can you tell what one is the right one? So as far as my YouTube channel is, I really want to stress out to you that how important it is, especially if maybe you're just trying to get to know someone, is to not just to use these two beautiful eyes to look at them, and a lot of times we look at people, and a lot of people go with people because of the outward appearance, and that's not really what you want to do, is just because of their outward appearance. It's so wise to, it's good to have some kind of attraction, of course, especially if you're searching for a long-term relationship, but the outward appearance should not be everything. So you really want to, when you're getting to know someone, is to use these babies, your ears. What did you say? Listen to them. Really use these ears, and and also use your tongue. Talk. Don't kiss. Stop kissing. No, especially if you haven't really figured out if they're the one or not. So, but you want to ask questions. Ask. Especially if you're just trying to find out. Number one, you want to find out if you met somebody. And Starlight, not to brag, but it's funny, I've everywhere I go, and I am amazed, a lot of men, since I've been going through this journey here, I get lots of men that come to Starlight one way or another, and, you know, asking me my number, or, you know, I'm not giving my number out. So I will take their numbers, you know, whether I call or not, it's up to me. And, you know, so I'm amazed, because that is the best way to really, you know, especially if you're searching, you know, and you're out in public. And I gotta say, if you see her or you see him out in public and they're not with anybody, you know, and sometimes people could be with somebody, it doesn't really necessarily mean that they're with that person. It could be their brother, you know, or sometimes in some cases it could be their mom or dad or a relative or a friend, you know. So don't just assume because you see somebody out in public that that is their loved one. Like I said, it could be a family loved one or a friend loved one, but it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, that that is the person that they're in love with, a boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband or wife. So I am amazed, and I have to say, and I believe all women would agree to this, one of my things as far as men goes, you know, is, you know, I love to see a man that has courage enough to even to come to me and introduce himself. Yay! So that is that takes a lot of bravery, you know, letting go of fear, and you know, like, it is great to see that there are men out there that are, you know, willing to, you know, reach out to women. And, you know, I get a lot of numbers. You know, I'm going to actually I have a book that I'm just going to redo, and it's going to be a phone, you know, like a book, so I can put all these numbers in, because I got them scattered all over. And that way, if I really do want to contact that person, I'm like, okay, that's where I met him, and, you know, and get their number. What area was I, you know, when I met them? And so that is really a lot. It's great, because, you know, that is how you're gonna, you know, like, you got to let go of fear in that situation and introduce yourself, and then, you know, like, be wise on how you introduce yourself, and get to know them, and, you know, ask them, you know, like, I just had this happen to me probably about an hour ago, you know, a man out here where I am now, and you know, he said, hey, you know, like, he asked me a few questions. He represented himself really good, you know, and then he asked me, well, you know, like, oh, so where's your husband? I'm like, what was that? Where's your husband? I'm like, what husband? You know? So you really want to find out in the beginning, you know, and that's a good way of doing it, especially if you're a guy, you know. Or you can, like, Starlight, you know, recently asked a man, like, do you have any kids? I didn't really go right off on I figured, well, let me find out if he's got any kids. And he did. So, and then when I found out, you know, one of his kids is like a year old, I'm like, well, you know, the possibility, you know, of getting any connection with that person, you know, especially if they have a year old, you know, doesn't seem very promising, you know. So in the beginning, you want to take things slow, getting to know someone. And if you're just starting out and getting to know someone, really, you know, you might want to take some time out and really think of the most important questions. You know, find out all these things about that person, you know, and take things slow. Like, you know, Starlight is, this is a time that we can, you know, like, to test them out, and, you know, and to listen to what they have to say and ask questions. And, you know, it's so important to do that, is to ask, you know, like, you know, just one thing after another, you know, at different times, and just find out, you know, the important things as far as relationships go, and, you know, see where they're at. And, you know, it is so important when you do meet somebody out in public and they're not with anybody, is to be brave and, you know, take that step forward and find out if they're single, you know, do they have a husband or a wife? And, you know, that way you can build on that and find out more. But you want to take things slow, and at first you're just going to want to find out, hey, do we have anything in common? And there's many times, you know, that you know, like I meet lots of men all the time, you know, everywhere I go. So, you know, first I want to find out, do we have anything in common? And, you know, so it is so important, and to find out, like, what are they doing in their life? You know, what are they working on? Are they working on, you know, like they got a job? You know, do they have family? Do they have kids? You know, where do they see their future going? What are their plans? You know, those are so important. You know, find out about their families. You know, do they have any family around? You know, do they have pets? Do they like, you know, whatever, you know, find out everything that you can. And really what you really want to use your ears and really listen to everything they say. And that was a lesson for Starlight for years ago, you know, like where I fell in love with somebody, but then I realized I just was being deceived. And that was a lesson for me to learn, you know, is that you want to listen to what they say and record it. You're going to like record what they say, you know, like it's going to be kind of like you're a computer. And, you know, you put it in this file of that person. You're like, oh yeah, this is that guy, you know, that I met, and all, you know, like all the information, just put it in that folder, you know, and save it. Make sure, you know, you don't accidentally delete that folder, you know, and you're going to put it in a safe, your files or whatever, and label the name, you know, this guy's name is whoever, and find out, you know, how old they are, you know, and find out, what do they believe? Do they believe in God? That's a very important thing. And what are their beliefs? You know, are they, you know, just going to church? You know, are they spiritual? So those are things. Do they drink? Do they smoke? What kind of music do they listen to? What do they like to go out and do? Do they like to go hiking? Well, because Starlight loves to go hiking, you know. And how is their health? Find out about their health. Are they healthy? You know, you don't want to like jump into things, you know, rush into stuff and then find out, oh my, how did I miss that? Well, you jumped in too soon, you know. So it is so important to find out about their health, you know. Some people might be having issues and they might not even know how long they have to live. So don't always expect that they're just going to openly give that information. They might not be ready to give that, and that's why it's so important to find out how their health is. Say, hey, you know, like, are they on any medication? Do they have any mental illnesses? Are, you know, like, you know, so it's so important to find out these things. And, you know, like I said with music, do you, you know, you find out what kind of music they like. Do you like that music? You know, and, you know, so you really want to focus on the positives, you know. So if they listen to the same kind of music that you listen to, they love to go hiking, they love to explore the world, you know, maybe they like to play sports. Some of them, you know, they might just like to sit home and watch sports. Some people, whoops, sorry, this wind is picking up a little bit. So, you know, some people are people that rather stay inside. Where do they live? You know, just because you met them in your area where you are doesn't mean they might be traveling through like Starlight is. You know, so you want to know, what are their future plans? Do they plan on moving? You know, sometimes, you know, that can happen when we get involved with people and then we find out that they never told us, but we never thought to ask, is to, oh yeah, I plan on moving way over here. And maybe you don't want to move way over there. Maybe you got family right where you are and you want to stay with your kids, you know. So you got to find out, you know, as much information as possible, even if you have to, you know, like take a notebook or something or paper, and write down all these questions that are so important to you. And you don't have to ask them all right away. You want to kind of stretch it out and find out, but find out the most important stuff. Are they taking good care of themselves? Are they a person that criticizes and judges people everywhere they go? Or are they concerned and they loving and sweet people like Starlight, where she's always learning about people so I can learn how to be a better help to them? So it's so important to find out these things, with whoever we get involved with or think that we want to get involved with. And, like I said, do they believe in God? What God? What God are they serving? You really, a Christian shouldn't get together with a non-believer, because that's not going to really do so well. So, and do they plan on having kids? Do they want to get married? Do they believe in abortions? So these are really important, because you really got to know these things ahead of time, because things can happen really quick and you don't want to go so fast. And it's good to kind of in the beginning, and it's like to find out what kind of a job do they have. Do they love their job? Are they happy? So the person that you might be going out with now, are they happy? You gotta, and part of finding out if you're with the right one is, what are you going through? Do you love yourself? Do you need healing? Because these things actually come in play is, sometimes we're already with somebody, but we really need healing and we need to be loved, and we might be struggling with a lot of stuff. Do you have the kind of guy or girl that is going to be a love and support? And communication is key when it comes to relationships. So this recently happened not too long ago, where I wasn't sure because of the tone, vibrations and stuff, where I thought somebody might have had a problem with me. And I'm like, what? Instead of letting my mind, my imagination get the best of me, I'm going to just call that person right back up and say, hey, we just got done talking and I just want to make sure things are clear and cool. So I did, and, I wanted to nip that in the butt right away. So the person that you're with, are they a good communicator? Do they communicate? Do they know how? So it's so important to get with somebody that, is not afraid to open up and express themselves. Do they have an anger problem? Are you with somebody that is so impatient and they get upset so easily, and you could be driving down the road, they could be late going somewhere, which a lot of times if you're late, that means anything could happen though when it comes to being late. Sometimes we're getting a late start and that makes us late, but you could be with somebody, and this has happened many times in my life, where you could be with somebody that safety is not their, safety first, but safety, where they get upset, they get in the traffic, and then they got road rage, and before you know it, now you're going, the speed limit could be 65 and they're going 80, and now you don't feel safe. And this is something that you see all the time, and so you definitely want to make sure that you're getting yourself with somebody that's safe, especially if you want to make sure you are safe with that person. And plus, if you have children, whether you're a guy or a girl. So it's so important, if you are not in a relationship, do you feel comfortable with the person? And listen to your gut instincts. I meet men and women all the time, here and there, everywhere. So number one, do you feel comfortable with that person, or are you always on edge? Those are good indicators on whether you should be with that person or not. So there's all different kinds of people out in the world, and you just want to make sure that you take the time out and find out as much as you can. And if you don't want to have kids, and they want to have kids, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if I got with somebody and, either they have kids or they don't have kids, you really need to know what you're getting yourself into. There's people that either have children or they want to have kids later on. Maybe they got kids and they want more kids. So you got to find out, do you want more kids? And if you really don't want any more kids or you don't want kids at all, that might not be your perfect match, and that is something that you got to figure out on your own. It's not really fair to get with somebody that wants kids when you don't want kids, because then they're not really being fulfilled on really the desires that they want, and so you could be easily a mix match, where it's not going to really work and it could cause complications down the road, even though you might have all these other interests and stuff in common. The other thing is really important is not everybody celebrates the holidays the same. Maybe you don't want nothing to do with Christmas, like going out to the malls, and buying stuff for family members at Christmas time or Easter or, all that. You got to find out, do they celebrate the holidays? You might think, oh, that doesn't matter. It does matter, because then every Christmas, it's like he's going to be over here and you're going to be, where it's really wise to get with somebody where, you both don't celebrate, and the holidays, like Starlight really does not celebrate those holidays. I like Valentine's, I think that's a great thing to celebrate for love, but like Christmas and you might have certain holidays that you don't mind doing, and other holidays you might have a problem with. There's some people that don't celebrate any of the holidays, and then there's other people, they have certain ones that they do and don't. So what kind of activities do you do, and what kind of person are you? Are you the kind of person that would like to try new things, go different places, or are you the person that likes to repeat the same thing, stay home? So you want to get with somebody that, if you stay home all the time, you really, to help you better yourself, you might want to try to get somebody to kind of get you out of the house, because, getting you out of the house is going to really help you in so many ways. So, you always want to be with somebody that's going to help you to rise up to a better version of yourself, and somebody that's going to work on help you to work on yourself. Not that they're going to control you, but they're going to be a love and support, and they're going to, not everybody can handle this. Like Starlight is, would you be able to handle, whoopsie, my phone almost went somewhere there, is, some women can handle this and some women can't. Some women love to have a man that says, hey, I love you, and I just want to help you. I see a flaw, and I just want to help you, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's better to have somebody be honest, but when you're gonna point out flaws, make sure you do it in a loving, caring way, because a lot of times what happens in some relationships out there is people see things that you do and they don't like it, and so they can be very abusive and very controlling and yelling and screaming, and that's not really the way you want somebody to help you to work on yourself and to help you to grow. You really want to be with somebody that's patient, and somebody that is loving and supporting, understanding, great communicator. The other thing also is, what kind of food do they eat? Starlight is on a certain diet right now, and I learned this from my mentor, is because I have like a vegetarian vegan diet, is there's no way I would want to be with a guy that's eating meat. You know, I have a hard time when I go out in public when I smell meat and I smell everywhere and I'm like, well, yeah, that smells good sometimes, but I'm like, I know it smells good and you know, it makes me want to eat it and I'm like, no, I really don't want to, you know, I'm not gonna really I desire to be with a man that actually is, you know, eating the same kind of food, that's eating healthy. You know, there's sometimes people are eating, it's crazy, where you see people where they have this, that's all healthy, and then bam, over here it's all this junk food, you know. So you gotta, you know, you really want to make sure you get lined up with a person that, when it comes to eating healthy, is it's a person that is caring about themselves, that are eating, not that they got to eat the same kind of food, but if you don't eat junk food, well, it is wise for you to be with somebody that doesn't eat junk food. But if you like eating junk food, and you know, but you know, like this channel is about be the change that you want to see in the world. So if you're eating to live, that's great. But you know, there's a lot of food out there, processed food and all kinds of stuff out there that is not healthy for us. So, you know, if you get with another person that is eating the same way, you know, then you're really not going to help each other to become their greatest version by, you know, or being that change that you want to see in the world. Because, you know, you want to really, you know, if you are eating healthy, you're going to want to find a man or a lady that is eating healthy. And like I said, even with the music, you know, are they listening to music where I don't listen to that music anymore? I just went somewhere last night and I'm like, this was not for me. I went somewhere and the music wasn't the music I listened to. And it was like a couple hours that I was like kind of stuck at this area, you know, and people were smoking cigarettes, you know, in that space and drinking alcohol in that space. Those are things that I am giving up, you know. And do they do drugs? You got to find out, do they do drugs, you know? And, you know, if they do drugs, are you, you know, what kind of drugs do they do? Oh my, I didn't know. You do crack? You know, so you really want to find out, you know. Also, other things is, how long have they been single? Oh, they just broke up with somebody. So they just got done breaking up with somebody and now they're talking to you. So you really want to make sure, you know, have they had enough space in between the last relationship and now? So if they just recently just got done with a relationship, that really would not be wise on your part to get involved with that person right now, you know. So, but it's all up to you. You really, they really need to get healed from that relationship, and you don't want to really get with somebody that is going to bring in all this drama from the last relationship into your relationship. And if they have kids, how many kids do they have? 9? They got 9 kids, you know. You know, so that is part of the package. That is definitely a part of the package. So are you willing to be with that guy or girl that's got 9 kids? You know, maybe you got 2 and they got 3. Now you got 5 kids. You know, what kind of, you know, are you able to you know, like to love their kids just like your own? Or are you going to love your kids better than them? Or are you going to love their kids more than yours? So it's so important that you get with somebody that is on the same page as far as, you know, families go. And what are they teaching? Find out. What are they teaching? You know, listen, you know, like, you know, hopefully they might invite you out to dinner, or you know, you can meet the family. And you it's really not best to meet the kids right away. It's good to really find out about, you know, because the kids go through so much of you know, moms and dads breaking up, and then now they're with another guy, now they're with another girl. And I was so good about that with my kids, you know, is that I wasn't jumping the one relationship after another. So it's really important, like especially if you have kids, to really consider about really superly taking things slow. Find out as much as you can about that person. Find out, are they going to be a good father role, like as far as being a parent, and are they going to be a great husband or a wife or a good mother figure for your, if you got kids, are they going to be a good mother figure? What kind of, what kind of habits do they have? We all have some bad habits, and find out as much as you can, and how do they raise up their kids? Do they believe in disciplining the kids? Okay, now how do they discipline their kids? So you never know. Find out about their families. Where did they come from? Ask questions. So it's so important to ask that. And do they live in a house? Do they rent? What kind of job? Do they have? So those are really important. Are they spiritual? Are they learning about spirituality? How are they out in public? How are they out in public? Like test them out, and we can test them out. If they send you a message, test them out. Don't respond right away. Wait a while. Even when they call you, a lot of times we get together with somebody or even getting to know each other, like, oh, I gotta hurry up, answer the phone, hurry up and answer the phone, hurry up and answer the phone. And then, then just don't answer the phone for a while. See how they're gonna respond. You wanna see if they're gonna, like, hey, where the blank were you? I've been just trying to call you all this time. And that is a really bad indicator right there. And are they, a jealous person? Do they have jealous issues? So these are things that you really want to recognize in the beginning, like go out in public with that person and be who you are. Don't be real. Are they being real with you, or are they just being a fraud? Are they just being fake? So it does take time. They say that they're everything that you're searching for, but are they? So that is where I had to learn, the hard way is, I thought I found the right one about a year ago or so, and so I realized I had to let that guy go. And I'm like, you know what? That man was blocking me from the man that I desire in my life. Not that I found that man yet. It's just by me holding on to somebody that wasn't there really, I thought he was there for me, but if I hold on to him, God might be like, well, the guy that over here, Starlight, and I'd be like, no, I got to hold on to this one here, but this guy doesn't, you might fully love that person, but do they fully love you? Do they even, or are they playing a game, or are they just, playing the field? So, so it is really important to test those waters out. Make sure, there's a lot of people out there these days, that they might want you, but they might just want you for one thing. And that goes for guys and girls. Girls get always judged about like always wanting a man's money, but these days guys are out there after women's money. So, and what is it, about them that you love about them? Is it because of their job, or is it because of their, their beauty, or they're handsome, or oh, look at his car. Oh yeah, he's got a great car. Or wow, yeah, he's got a big house, so make sure whatever reason why you're getting with a person is the right reason. So these are all, and pets. Do they love animals? You don't want to, go with a guy or a girl that you love animals and they can't stand them. Maybe they like some and don't like others. I met people like that before. You might have 3 dogs and a couple cats. Can they handle it? Or do they got allergies or something? So find out all these things is so important. So anyway, I really hope you get a lot of help with this video. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to see and be the change, and also if you got any help from this video. Plus, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget to leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And the notification bell. That way you do not miss any videos. Plus, you can also check out my playlist. And you could share. Plus, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I love you. I really hope this really helps you out to figure out, are you with the right one? I hope so. So anyway, this is Starlight. Love, light, and